Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my weekly reading update for June 10th, 2018. So I didn't do one last week. I was extremely sick last Sunday and Monday. I don't know what I caught. I caught some kind of puking bug where I was puking every couple hours or every time I stood up. So it was not fun. And it was like, I would say about 30 to 36 hours that I was on and off puking. It was not fun. Anyway, so I did not do one of these last week, and what videos I released I had already taped. So anyway, so I'm going to kind of go over the last 2 weeks instead of just 1 week, just because I want to catch up. As I said, I really like these weekly ones because I seem to ramble, and I mean, I don't read super amount, but I still like to get everything out. So the book I was reading back on the, I think it was the 27th of May was, oh, I can't know if you're going to see this, Lust Locked by Matt Wallace. I couldn't find a very good picture of it, because again, I had it from the library. It was the second book in the Scène du Jour urban fantasy series about a catering company for kind of the supernatural in New York. And I really enjoyed the first one. Like, I liked it. I had bought that one and I thought it was pretty good. And so I got the second one from the library to see if I wanted to continue the series. And I did enjoy this. It was just as fun and fast-paced as the first book. Again, it's very dialogue heavy, action heavy. It's very a fast read. They're very short. I mean, I don't know if I'd really call them novels. I'd call them more novellas, I think. They're kind of short. But my problem is I got to the end of this one, and not the very, very end, but just right before the, like during the climax stuff, all this stuff going on. And a character does something that is one of my most hated things that characters do that I find very unrealistic. And it's just me personally. I don't think that that's realistic. What happens when they're in danger and an attraction happens that doesn't really compute to me, like that doesn't work for me. And it was really unfortunate because I really liked one of the characters, and that was like the first thing I hated about that character. Anyway, so it kind of ruined it for me because it didn't make sense. And then like another scene a little bit later kind of threw it in somebody else's face what had happened, and I didn't like that either. Like, I just didn't like the whole situation, and I don't like that romance part of it. I guess that to me was, I didn't like it. So I still think that the series is fun for the other aspects, the fantastical, the action, and that kind of stuff, but fell down completely for that romance part just threw me off. So I was very disappointed in the last book, because again, the book ended at a really cool point, like, you know, cliffhanger for the next book, but I am not going to probably pick up the next book. I mean, not unless I had it free or something, but I'm pretty much, I think I'm done with the series. So that was kind of disappointing, because I thought it was going to be a fun series I could just blow out, because they're all really short novels and it's all done, and I thought, oh, no, not for me, I guess. So that was a little disappointing. So after that, I picked up a book that I wanted to reread, and that was The Winter Sea by Susanna Kearsley. I read this back in like 2011. I think it was one of my very first, like the first novel that I read on my Kindle. I read a lot of short stories before that, but this was like the first novel that I had bought for my Kindle and read. So I remember I really enjoyed this. So I went into this because I wanted to read the next book. There's two that are kind of loosely, I guess, connected. And I wanted to get back into her books because I really enjoyed this one, but I never continued. So I did read this. I mean, it took me a little while because it's a pretty thick book, but I really enjoyed the reread, and it was a great historical fiction. Has to do with, you know, nowadays, and also the dual timeline was 1708 in Scotland, and Jacobite uprising and stuff. So I thought it was really well done. I really enjoyed this. I had remembered most of it, but not everything. Like, as I was reading, I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, I remember what comes next. But sometimes I did not remember. So again, it's been 7 years. So I really did enjoy this on the second time, and I'm glad I picked it up. So I'm hoping to pick up more of her books. As I said, I want to pick up the next book it's kind of slightly connected, called The Firebird, and then maybe some of her other ones that I just haven't got to yet, because I do own several of them. I just haven't read them yet. So then after that, we got into June, and from my June TBR, I said I'm going to try to read mostly women authors. So, you know, we'll see how this goes. I mean, usually, as I said, I usually read about 50-50, maybe a little bit more female than male, but not very much. Like, usually it's pretty close. So, I made this whole TBR. Anyway, so one of the first things I had on there was The Red Parts by Maggie Nelson, which is an autobiography of a trial. It's her and her family dealing with when her aunt had died back in, I think it was 1969, was killed, and then the aftermath of that with the family, and then what happens when years later they get kind of a cold hit on DNA and go to trial with the suspected murder. So I kind of knew going into this that this is a personal account, you know, that's why I wanted to pick it up, because usually I like true crime. You're reading it from a investigative journalist, their perspective, or like the detectives, or the prosecutors, or, you know, like somebody connected to it on the law side, or, you know, or journal side, you know, journalistic side. So I wanted to read something from like a personal side of it. And I actually did not enjoy this that much. I think what I didn't like was the personal side of it, because I felt she trashed her family in certain times when I was not happy about it. Like, she would tell secrets of things like, I wouldn't want somebody in my family to write a book and tell what I was like when I was a teenager or younger, and something I did, or as an adult, maybe I didn't make all the best choices, but, you know, my daughter writes in here what I did, or I don't know. There's just something about this I just did not enjoy, and I was so glad it was short. And I still think it was written really well. Like, the prose is really well done. You can tell that she's a poet, and you can tell that she describes things really well, and the chapters are really short, so it was a fast read. I did not enjoy it because I didn't like the drama behind the scenes, and I don't think they were connected to the death of her aunt and that stuff all the time. I thought it was really much just normal life, that people make poor decisions sometimes, but I didn't know if I wanted to read that, and I guess I didn't enjoy this. And I think that's why sometimes I don't like biographies or autobiographies or memoirs. I don't mind reading about historical figures, and it's kind of more of a distance thing. There's drama there, but not quite the same thing. I don't know. There was just something about this that I did not enjoy. And so it's kind of sad, because I was really looking forward to this. So, oh well. So, I mean, I think if you want that personal side and you want the trial, again, it was just a little bit, it was an interesting take on seeing what it's like from the family's perspective. I did like part of that. It was all the extra history drama stuff I did not enjoy. So, anyway, so after that, that was when I got really sick. And so I didn't read for a couple of days, because I was out of it. Like, that was the worst sick I've been. I mean, I've had 3 times this year I've been sick, and it's not good. I don't like being sick that often. This was the worst, though, with the puking. Anyway, so the next book I picked up was The Song of Achilles, Once I Could Think Again, by Madeline Miller. And I've been wanting to read this for years. And so I finally just went, okay, I'm going to read this. And as I said, it was on my June TBR. So of female authors that I wanted to get to. So this is one of them. So far, I'm really enjoying it. I think I like the beginning much better when they were kids. For some reason that I was much more drawn in, and it's now we're into the war, the Trojan War. So, you know, I'm about, let's see here, I'm about 240, about 250 in, and so I got about another third to go. So, I'm probably going to try to knock this out today and tomorrow, because of what I want to read next. So, again, I'm really enjoying this historical fiction about Achilles and Patroclus, which is a companion of his from 10 Years On, and their growth as people, as, you know, and Achilles as a warrior, and then their very deep friendship and love. And so I'm really enjoying lots of it, but it's just, I don't know. I'm just hoping it, you know, sorry, my cat's, hey! So, I'm waiting, I knew that there's gonna be tragedy in the end. I think that's where I'm having trouble. Hold on, I'm gonna throw something at my cat. Sorry. I don't think that, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this video. We'll find out. Anyway, so I want to try to get that done either today or tomorrow, because I want, hold on. Oh, of course it doesn't want to come on. Where? So, the book that I'm getting on Monday night at 9 o'clock, because I bought it Kindle, is not going to show up here. It's Ocean Light by Nalini Singh. Now, I don't know why this isn't working. Anyway, I just lost it. I just hate this thing. Anyway, I wish I had yeah, I don't want to do any of that. Sorry. Damn it, I was doing so well. Anyway, so Ocean Light from Nalini Singh is coming out on Tuesday, but because I bought the Kindle version, because I don't want to buy hardback, I'll buy the paperback when it comes out later. But I bought the Kindle version, so it'll pop up on my Kindle about 9 o'clock on Monday night. So I want to be done with Song of Achilles so that I can go straight into Ocean Light on Monday night at 9 o'clock. Now my hope is that I go to bed still on time, but I have this fear that I might not, so we'll have to see how it goes. And then the only other book that I'm kind of in the middle of, I'm still doing on audiobook, Bitten by Kelly Armstrong. I only got to this about 2 days in the last 2 weeks, so I haven't gotten very far. It's that I'm still just over a third. So I'm hoping to crack some of this out in the next week or two just to get it done. As I said, I'm doing this reread in order to get back into the series to try to finish that series. Because again, I read the first 3 books. This is the first book in the Women of the Otherworld series, and I really enjoyed the first 3 books. I just don't know why I stopped. And so I really want to get back into the series and these characters and try to get through that series, or at least attempt it again is my point. But I really like the next 2 books, so I just need to get through this one, because this is the more painful one. The first book. Anyway, I don't know why. To me, it always felt that way. So, anyway, that is it. So, that's kind of my wrap up for 2 weeks. As I said, I haven't read a huge amount in that 2 weeks, just because, I got sick there in the middle of it, and I'm just reading a little slow, so I was kind of hoping to knock a whole bunch of stuff out, of course, in June, because last year I kicked butt in June, but not this year, doesn't look like. So, oh well, I'm going to try to do my best, and as I said, I'm focusing on female writers, so we'll see what else I read. So, anyway, hope you guys are having a good week, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.